Hey, I'm Steven Schweiger with this episode of The Real Rebel, and so far we've taught you how to use your camera, we've taught you how to use green screen, we've taught you how to edit, but none of that matters if your shots don't look good. So now we're going to teach you the most basic of basic ideas for composing your shots. The rule of thirds. It didn't take long for the forefathers of filmmaking to realize that applying the same rules of composition to their movies that are applied to the other art forms like photography and painting would help make shots that are more pleasing to the eye. Sure, pointing your camera at something and hoping for the best can obviously be fun, but approaching your shoot with some rules and a plan will no doubt yield much better results and save you buckets of time on set. So this rule of thirds, we all hate rules, but this one's necessary, so what is it all about? Well, back in the day, artists figured out that placing subjects in certain areas of the image created not only a more pleasing image, but added tension and made the piece more interesting to look at. They basically split their canvas, and in your case, that's the 16:9 image on your little LCD viewfinder into 9 equal parts by splitting it horizontally 3 times and vertically 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Pretty aptly named rule, if you ask me. I'm a poet, and I didn't even realize it. Drawing these guidelines tells you where the subject should be in frame, on these points where the lines intersect. And if you're talking about something like a horizon, that should lay right on one of those horizontal lines. It's a really simple rule to follow. Just put your talent's eyes on the cross, and blammo, you're on your way to a halfway decent looking shot. Most cameras nowadays even have a built-in overlay that allows you to see your screen split into 9 equal parts. So this allows you to put your subject precisely where you want them to be on screen, whether it's talent or otherwise. No, this doesn't record onto your footage, it's simply a guide for newbies like you to get their footing. As with every rule in art, breaking the rules of thirds can get you some really great stuff sometimes. I mean, look at any Stanley Kubrick movie. He almost always frames his actors in the center of the frame, and it absolutely works for him. However, he's a trained professional, and his end game goal is almost always to make his audience feel uncomfortable. Kind of like you do right now, when I'm really silent. And don't say anything about it.